Guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1 O-level math, is November 2013. Okay, so now let's go on to question number 1. What do we have? So here we have part A. Amy buys 3 drinks at $1.86 each, 3 drinks, and 1 drink for $2.04. She pays for the 4 drinks with a $10 note. How much change should she receive? This is pretty easy. So you first have to find the cost of those drinks. So we have 3 times 1.86. Okay, so 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 1 is 25. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So we have 2 decimal places. So we have 2 decimal places here. Now we have to add this 1 drink. So add $2.04. We have 8 plus 4 is 12, 2. So 1 will go here. 5 plus 1 will be 6. And that will be 7, 62. So this is the cost of 4 drinks. So now find the change she would receive if she pays with a $10 note. So we have to do 10 minus 762. So here we have 0, 0. So 9, 10, 9, 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 6 will be 3. And 9 minus 7 will be 2. So the change she will receive will be $2.38. Part B. $180 is shared among Ali and Ben. So Ali's share and Ben's share is the ratio of 4 to 5. Find Ali's share. Ali received 4. So in total we have 4 plus 5, 9 shares. That's the fraction of how much Ali received. So a fraction of 180. So let's simplify. Divide by 9, we have 1. Divide by 9, we have 20. So 4 times 20 will be 80. So that's how much Ali receives from the 180. So answer will be $80 for part B. So now moving on to part B. Question number 2 actually. Part A. Evaluate 3, 1 over 4 minus 1, 4 over 5. This is a mixed number. So we first have to expand those and solve the subtraction. So how do you expand this? You have to do 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13, so 13 over 4 minus 1 times 5 is 5, plus 4 is 9, so 9 over 5. So now we see we have different base of 4 and base of 5. What do? We find the LCM of the base, which is we multiply them, so 4 times 5, and then we cross multiply, we get 13 times 5 minus 4 times 9. Okay, so now we simplify. So what is 13 times 5? It will be 65 minus 4 times 9 is 36, divided by 4 times 5 is 20. So now what is 65 minus 36? 65 minus 36, we have 5, 10. 10 minus 6 will be 4, plus 5 is 9. 5 minus 3 is 2. So your answer is 29 over 20. So now we simplify. We have 1, 9 over 20. So your answer for part A will be 1, 9 over 20 for part A. So now moving on to part B, we have 3.01 times 0.02. So the first thing I like to do is let's ignore the decimal place. So here we have 301 times 2. We have 206. That's the answer. And then now we count. So here we have 1, 2 decimal place, and here we have 1, 2 decimal place. So in total we have 4 decimal place. So we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, which means the answer will be 0.0602. And that's how you solve this question number part B. Question number 3, we have f of x, which is a function, equal to 2x minus 6. That's the function. Find the value of f of minus, x minus, this value, right? So we have to do x, replace x by minus half. So f of minus half will be 2 times x will be minus half minus 6. So let's simplify. 2, 1, 1 becomes minus 1 minus 6 will be minus 7. So answer for part A is minus 7. So now let's find the inverse of the function. So the first thing we do is say let y equal to this function. So now we make x the subject of formula. So we send this number here. We have 2x equal to y plus 6. So x equal to y plus 6 divided by 2. So the inverse will be this function, but we have to replace the value of y by x. So we have x plus 6 divided by 2. So moving on to question number 4. A journey started at 7:44, finished at 11:32. How long in hours and minutes did the journey take? So we have to do 11:32 minus 7:44 to find the answer. Okay. So here we have 3, that will be 2, so 10. 10 minus 4 will be 6. 6 plus 2 will be 8. And let's remove this, will be 0. Here will be 6. So 6 minus 4 will be 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. And here we have 10 minus 7 will be 3. So the journey took 3 hours and 48 minutes. So part B, arrange these values in order, starting with the smallest. So here we have fraction, we have percentage. So one thing we can do is to convert everything into one kind. So let's try to convert everything into decimal place. So let's do this one. 44% is 44 over 100. That will equal to 0.44, right? So 0.44. How about this one? 2 over 5, we can times 10 here and times 10 here, which will be 20 divided by, sorry, I made a mistake. So we actually have to times 20, times 20, times 20. So I can obtain 100 here. So that will be 100. And then here will be 40. So the value is 0.4 in decimal place. And the last one is 4 over 9. So how can I express this in decimal place? It's kind of hard. What I can do is I know that if I increase the value of 9 to 10, this whole value would actually decrease. So right now we know what do we know? So which one is bigger? Would you say 4 over 9 is bigger or 4 over 10? Let's think. So if we increase the value of the base, this will become smaller. So this one is bigger than this. So now, how about this one? So let's try to find what is a decimal place. So let's, if we divide by 9, let's do it here. Let's find a space. Let's do it here. Let's try to divide by 9. 1. It will become, we have 0 point. So we have 4. And we have what's remaining. So 9 times 4 is 36. And 4 is remaining as well. Will be 4. And what's remaining as well. Same thing. Okay, so actually this value will be 0.444 going on, which means which one is the smallest? Smallest will be this one, 2 over 5. Next one will be this one, which is 44%. And the last one will be this one, which is the biggest value actually, 4 over 9. And that is question number 4. Question number 5, part A. In the diagram, 2 small triangles are shaded. So we have 1, 2, okay. Shade one more small triangle so the diagram will have one line of symmetry. So we have to observe this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a it's called an equilateral triangle, so all the sides are equal. So usually these triangles have 3 lines of symmetry. One is here, one is here, and one is here. So from observation and elimination, we determine that if we shade this triangle, you will have 1 line of symmetry. It will be this way. Okay. So part B, in the diagram, 2 small squares are shaded. Shade 2 more squares so the diagram will have rotational symmetry of order 2. So when you see order 2, it means we have to do 360 divided by 2. That will be 180. It means that we can rotate this by 180. It needs to look the same. So if we rotate this by 180, where will it go? It will go here. And if you rotate this one by 180, it will go here. So we have to shade 2 squares, and here we shade 2 squares to form, have a rotational symmetry of order 2. And that was question number 5. Moving on to question number 6, we have y is inversely proportional to x. So y is inversely proportional to x. So from this, we convert this sign to equal. We will have y equal to k over x. K is just a constant. You can put any letter you want. You can put K, T, S, but I choose K as a constant. So we have this equation representing this information here. So now it tells us that if y, given that y equal to 20, when x equal to 2. So x equal to 2, y equal to 20. Let's find the value of k. K will be x times y, which is 20 times 2, that is 40. The value of k is 40, so the new equation now is y equal to 40 divided by k. So now find the value of y when x equal to 5. So x equal to 5, find the value of y. Y will be 40 divided by 5, which is 8. So value of y will be 8. That is for question number 6. Question number 7, write the number 35 million in standard form. So we have to go here, count the number of zeros we have to move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that will be 3.5 times 10 power of 7. Giving your answers in standard form, evaluate this fraction. So here we have 4.2 times 10 power of minus 2 divided by 3 times 10 power of 4. So we can first separate those two. We have 4.2 divided by 3 times 10 power of minus 2 divided by 10 power of 4. So now divide, what do we have? We have divide by 3. We have 1, and then 1 goes here, 0.4. That is 1.4 times. So we have division, we have to do 10 minus 2. Division become minus 4. So answer is 1.4 times 10 power of minus 6. That is your answer for part B. Okay, moving on to question number 8. Solve the equation 3x plus 1 over 2 minus x over 3 equal to 1. So the first thing we can do is to look at this side, and let's find the LCM, right? So let's do 3x plus 1 over 2 minus x over 3. So let's find a common base. We do LCM, we have 2 times 3. And then we cross multiply, we have 3 times 3x plus 1 minus become here, and then 2x. Now we expand, so 3 times 3x will be 9x plus 3 minus 2x divided by 6. So this becomes 9x minus 2x becomes 7x plus 3 over 6. So now we will place this back in the equation. We have 7x plus 3 divided by 6 equal to 1. So we have to cross multiply. we have 7x plus 3 equal to 6. 7x equal to 6 minus 3, which is 3. So the value of x is 3 divided by 7. And that is your answer for part 8, 3/7. Question number 9. By making suitable approximations, estimate the value of this fraction. So in this case, I do see we have a square root here. I would say let's do approximation of two significant figures. Right. So here we have 35.78. Here we have 1005. And here we have 0.3012. So at first we know the roots and the cube roots. We just take the numbers inside and convert them to two significant figures. So for this number, we leave the first two alone, and we ask ourselves if this number is bigger or equal to 5. If the answer is yes, we add 1 to the first two numbers. So 35 plus 1 will become 36, and the rest becomes 0. So same thing here, we leave the first two alone. We ask ourselves if this one is bigger or equal to 5. If the answer is no, we write the first two as it is, and the rest become 0. And same thing here as well, we leave the first two alone and ask ourselves if this number is bigger or equal to 5. If the answer is no, we leave these two alone and convert the rest to 0. So now we replace back in the fraction. So here we have square root of 36 times cube root of 1000 divided by 0.3. So simplify, this will become 6 times 10 divided by 0.3. So divide by 3, we have 0.12. That will become 20 divided by 0.1. If I move one decimal place, I have to add 1 0. So your answer will become 200. Okay, so now question number 10. Find one value of x that satisfies both this and this. So the first is x is bigger than 4. And then we have 17 minus 4x is bigger than 2 minus x. Let's solve for x. So what can we do? We can bring x over here. We bring numbers over here. So we have 17 minus 2 is bigger than minus x plus 4x. So 17 minus 2 will be 15, bigger than 3x. So divide by 3 on both sides. We have 5 is bigger than x. So x will be less than 5. So here we are given that x needs to be bigger than 4 and less or equal to 5. So I can choose any value here. In between those two numbers will be an answer. So here it does not tell me to choose any integers. I just need to choose a number between 4 and 5. So my answer will be 4.5. And that's question number 10. So question number 11. In the diagram, we have angle AOB as 46. This is the angle AOB. Correct to the nearest degree, which means to the nearest 1 degree. Angle AOC, so AOC as 162, correct to the 1 degree. Okay. So question part A, write down the lower bound for angle AOB. So how do we do this? We take the angle AOB, which is 46, plus minus 1 divided by 2. Upper bound becomes 46 plus half, become 46.5. Lower bound become 46 minus half will become 45.5. So write down the lower bound will become 45.5 degrees. So now part B, find the lower bound for angle BOC. That's the angle BOC. So how do you find the lower bound? We have to take the minimum minus the maximum. So we know that the sum of the angle will be 360. What is the max? The max for those two angles, the upper bounds for those two angles will be what? This one will be 162.5 plus this one will be 46.5. So let's add them both together. So 162.5, 46.5, 5 plus 5 is 10, goes here. We have 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 6 is 9, 6 plus 4 is 10, that becomes 20. So we have 306 minus 209, that will give you what? So 360 minus 209, that's 5, 10, 1, 5, 1. So 151 will be the lower bound for angle BOC. 151 degrees. And that is question 11. Question number 12 is our indices question. So we have to, part A, evaluate 5 over 3 power minus 2. So when the power is minus 2, the first thing we do is convert the power to plus 2. So how can we do this? We have to flip the inside of the fraction. So 3 becomes up, 5 goes down. So minus 2 becomes 2. Now we expand, becomes 3 power 2 over 5 power 2. So 3 power 2 is 9 over 25. So your answer part A will be 9 over 25. So now part B, simplify this indices. So we have to bring this in. But first let's try to write 9. So we know that 9 is also equal to 3 power 2. So which means 3 power 2 t power 6 power half. So if we simplify this, we have to bring the half inside. We will have 3 power 2 times half divided by t power 6 times half. Simplify, we have 1, so 2, 2. So 3 power 1 divided by t power 3. The answer will become 3 over t power 3. So now part C, simplify this fraction. So we have 2x cubed y divided by 6xy squared. So we see we have y cut, we have 1 remaining, x goes away, we have 2 remaining, 2 goes away, we have 3 remaining. So here we have 1x squared divided by 3y, and that is your answer for part C, x squared divided by 3y. Question number 13, solve the simultaneous equation. We have 4x minus 3y equal to 14, 2x plus y equal to minus 3. This is equation number 1, equation number 2. So since we have y as, like, the coefficient of y is 1 here, we can use the method of substitution. So let's make y the subject of formula in this equation. So we have 2x plus y equal to minus 3. So y becomes minus 3 minus 2x. That's y as subject of formula. So now we replace the value of y in the first equation. We have 4x minus 3y minus 2x. So that's the value of y equal to 14. So expand, we have 4x plus 9 plus 6x equal to 14. So 4x plus 6x will be 10x equal to 14 minus 9. So 10x equal to 5, x equal to 5 divided by 10, which is half. So now we replace the value of x into this to find the value of y. So y becomes minus 3 minus 2, x is half. So 2 becomes minus 3 minus 1 becomes minus 4. So the value of x is half and the value of y is minus 4. Question number 14. The time taken by each of 120, so we have 120 runners to react to the starting gun were recorded. We have a cumulative frequency curve that summarizes the results. Okay, so we have seconds on the x-axis, and that's the cumulative frequency. Okay, so question part 1, find the upper quartile. Upper quartile is 3/4 times the number of runners, which is 120. That will give me 30, so 90th element. So let's find the 90th element from this graph. So where is 90? So here we have 20, 80, 90 will be here. So let's draw a straight line to cut the curve so we can find a value for the 90th element. So that's it. And then if we go down, we'll find the value of this element. Okay, so the value we have will be here. So here we have how many squares? We have, this will be 0.5, that will be 1.5. So this 10 square represents 0.5, which means 1 square represents 0.05. So here we have 1, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares. So how much does 7 squares represent? So let's do the math. So 0.05 times 7, that will be 5 times 7 will be 35. 2 decimal place will be here, 0.35. So this distance is 0.35, so this will be 1.35. So that is your answer for part A will be 1.35 seconds. So now for part B, find the 40th percentile. How do you find this? So 40th percentile is just 40%, so 40/100 times the number of runners we have. So 0, 0, 0, 0, that will be 48th element. So let's do the same thing we did on A. Find the 40th element of the graph. What do we have? So this is 40, this will be 50, and 40 will be here. So we have to draw a line to cut the curve and find the value of the 40th element. It will be on the second square. That will be, so since 1 square is 0.05, 2 square is 0.1, so this will be 1.1. Okay, your answer for part B will be 1.1 second. Okay, so part C, find the number of students who took less than 1.5 seconds. So let's find where is 1.5. So 1.5 on the graph will be here. So we have to draw a vertical line to cut the curve. Okay, so we see cut the curve here. Let's find the value of, let's find the number of students which took less than this time. So here we have a number. So this is 100. This will be 110. This will be 104. So the question is to find the number of students who took less than. So less than will be anything below, right? So we have 104 minus 0 will be 104. So the value will be 104. And that is question number 14. Question number 15. The diagram shows 3 lines, x equal to 1. Where's the line? It is this line. Y equal to 1 will be this line. And x plus y equal to 4, it will be the last line which remains on the graph. So those are the 3 lines and 7 points, which is A, B, C, D, E, F. That's the points. Question part A. Which of these 7 points lie in the region defined by x plus y more than 4? It needs to be more than this line. So anything above this line is in the region. So we have B, C, D. Okay. Part A will be B, C, and D. Part B. Which of these 7 points lie in the region defined by, this is the first condition, x will be less than 1. It needs to be on this side. Okay, second condition we have is y is more than 1, so it will be up on this side, and the last one will be, it needs to be less than this line, so it will be below this line. So first condition needs to be on this side, up and below. So there's only one point that remains, which is this point, E. So your answer will be E. So now point C, part C, given that OO is 0, 0, that's the center O, that's the origin, and C is the point 4, 2, find the inequality that defines the region below the line that passes through OC. So we have a point O here and a point C here. We have to find the equation of the inequality that passes below the line OC. So let's first find the equation of OC, right? So to find the equation, we've had to find the gradient. Becomes 2 over 4, which is 1/2. And the line is y over x is 1/2. So cross multiply, we have 2y equal to x. So now we have to find the line below the line. So the inequality will be 2y is less than x. That is your answer for part C. Question number 16. So we are given that the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So now we have 3 spheres, each of radius 2a. So the radius will be 2a of the spheres inside the cylinder. And the cylinder has radius 3a and height 12a. Okay, so now we have water is put inside the cylinder to fill it completely. So we put water in the cylinder to fill it completely. The volume of water is k pi a cube centimeter cube. Find the value of k. So we need to find the volume of water to be able to find the value of k. So how do you find the volume of water? So the way we can do this is we have to find the volume of cylinder minus volume of the spheres to give you the volume of water. Okay, so let's find the volume of cylinder. We have to use the formula, which is pi r squared h. So replace, we have pi times r squared, which is 3a squared, times h will be 12a. Let's simplify. We have pi times 9a squared times 12a. So what is 9 times 12? So let's do the math. So that will be 18 and that will be 10. So volume of cylinder will become 8 a cube pi centimeter cube. And now what is the volume of the spheres? So one of them is it's actually given to us as 4 over 3 pi r cube. So 4 over 3 pi r cube, r is the radius, which is 2a cubed. That will become 4 over 3 pi times 8 cube. So which is, simplify, we have 8 times 4 will be 32 pi divided by 3 a cube. So this is the volume of one sphere, so we have to find 3. So we times 3. So this times 3 becomes, so 3 cut. So the volume of all the spheres will become 32 pi a cube. Right. So now let's find the volume of water, which is volume of cylinder, which is 108 a cube pi minus volume of sphere, which is so we have one sphere, so volume of sphere will be 32 a cube pi. So let's do that. So 108 minus 32, 8 minus 2 is 6, 10 minus 3 will be 7. Answer will be 76 a cube pi. So now let's compare this to this answer. So we're given that the volume of water is k a cube pi, So the value of k will be 76. And that is question number 16. Question number 17, part A, factorize 25t squared minus 4. So the first thing we realize is that 25 is a square number and 4 is a square number. So we are doing the subtraction of square numbers. We can use a formula. The formula says that a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b bracket a minus b. So here we have the same thing, which is 25 is 5 square, t squared minus 4 is 2 square. So we have 5t square minus 2 square, which becomes the same as this, which is 5t plus 2, 5t minus 2. And this will be your answer for part A. Now for part B, factorize completely 6r squared h minus 2r squared h. So these two are not the same, they are different. As you can see, one is h capital and lowercase h, so not the same. So we can take 2 out and r squared out. We have what's remaining. We have 3 big H minus small h. And that is your answer for part B. So now moving on to part C. Factorize completely. We see y here and y here. So we take these two to one side and we take the remaining to one side. So we have 4x minus 3 plus 8xy minus 6y. So this is actually 1 times 4x minus 3 plus this one is we have to take y out because they're the same, and then we can take 2 out. So we have 4x minus 3. So we observe this and this are the same, so we take it out and we have 1 remaining plus 2y. And this is your answer for part C. And that is question number 17. Question number 18. In an experiment with a group of snails, the distance moved in 1 minute by each snail was recorded. Some of the results are shown in the table and illustrated in the histogram. So here we have a histogram. So we know that when we have to do histogram, we have to find two things. The first thing is the class width, which is 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1, 5 minus 4 is 1, 7 minus 5 is 2, and 9 minus 7 is 2. And then we have to find the frequency density, which is equal to frequency divided by class width. Okay, so for this one it is 6 divided by 1, which is 6, 9 divided by 1, which is 9, 12 divided by 1, which is 12, p divided by 2, which becomes p over 2, and 4 divided by 2 will be 2. Okay, so now we have to, this is the usual way of doing that, but let's look at the drawing. If we made a mistake, we can correct afterwards, and that's okay. So part A, use the histogram to find the value of p. So the class 3, 4, the frequency was 9, and the density was 9 as well. So that's good. Okay. So how do you find the value of p? P is a class 5, 7. So class 5, 7. So for 5, 7, we see the frequency density has the value of 8, which means this is equal to 8. So let's solve that. So we have p over 2 equal to 8. So the value of p will be, we bring this here, will become 8 times 2. That will be 16. That's the value of p. Now part B, complete the histogram. This is very easy. So here we have class 2 and 3, 6. So 2, 3 becomes 6. So we just have to join the points and draw like a bar chart to form the histogram. And the next class will be 7, 9, which is 2. 7, 9, value of 2. Okay, so here we are almost done for this one. One more line, and here, and this is the histogram for the information. So that will be question part B. Question part C. One snail is chosen at random. Find the probability that this snail did not move more than 4 centimeters. So it moved less than 4 centimeters. So let's find out how many snails moved less than 4 centimeters. So from here we can see we have 6 snails who moved between 2 to 3 and 9 snails who move between 3 to 4. So less than 4 we have 6 plus 9, which is 6 plus 9 will become 15. So in total, how many snails do we have? Let's find out. So we have to do 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 plus 12 is what? 27. 27 plus 8 is 35. 35 plus 2 will be 37. So that's the number of snail we have in this group. So here we have find the probability of x less than or equal to 4. So it becomes 15, which is these two, less than 4, divided by 37, which is 37 snails in total. Your answer becomes 15 divided by 37. And that is for question number 18. Question number 19. P is a point minus 1, 3. Q is a point 5 minus 1. Part A. Find the coordinates of the midpoint of PQ. How do you find the midpoint? We have to use a formula, which is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So x1 is minus 1 plus 5. So x1 plus 5 divided by 2. That's for the first coordinate. And the next one is 3 plus minus 1 divided by 2. So minus 1 plus 5 is 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 3 minus 1 is 2 divided by 2 is 1. So the midpoint is 2, 1. Part B. Find the gradient of the line PQ. So P is a point minus 1, 3. Q is 5 minus 1. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. Gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So y2 is minus 1 minus 3 divided by 5 minus 1. So minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4 divided by 5 minus 1 will be 6. Answer is minus 2 over 3. That will be the gradient of the line PQ. So now, given the length of P is 2 square root of n, find the value of n. So the point P again is minus 1, 3. Q will be 5, 1. So to find the length of PQ, we have to use a formula again, which is we have to minus this. So 5 minus 1 square plus minus 1 minus 3 square. Okay. So this is 5 will be 6 square plus 4 square. 6 square is 36 plus 16. That will be square root of. So that will be 52. So now for us to obtain a 2 outside, we have to get a 4 inside. So 52 divided by 4, what do we get? 1, that will be 1, 1, 13. So 52 is equal to 13 times 4, which means this is equal to square root of 4 times square root of 13. So square root of 4 is equal to 2 times square root of 13. So we compare this and this now. So the value of n is 13. And that is question 19. This is question number 20. So the diagram shows the triangles A and B. So we have A and B, okay? Part A, describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. A onto B. So we have to observe. So first thing we observe is that the sides are the same, which means it is not a enlargement. Second thing we observe is that the direction has changed, so it was facing this way and then it faced this way. It means that it is not a translation. So now we only have a few choices left, which is a rotation and a reflection. So same thing as well, since the direction changed, it will not be a rotation in that case. It needs to face one way if it's a rotation. So by elimination, this will be a reflection. Okay. So transformation, let's say transformation is a reflection in the line. What is the line of reflection? It will be this line in between, which is x equal to y. Right, this is question part A. Now part B, triangle A is mapped onto triangle C by a transformation T. T is a rotation center O. We have 270 degrees clockwise. So this means it is 90 degrees anti-clockwise, right? So this is pretty easy. Let's do that. So we have our point O here. We have to map A 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So this point will become this point. So anti-clockwise. This point will become this point. And this point will become this point. Okay. So now let's join the points together to form the triangle C. Okay, and that's it for triangle C. Label the triangle C. That's pretty easy. So the last part will be find the matrix that represents T. So if you remember this by heart, you can write it down. It's pretty easy. However, if you don't know, you can first have an observation and find out what matrix it can be. So what are the coordinates of triangle A? So A is the point 0, 1. So 0, 1. The point 0, 3. So 0, 3. And this one is 1, 3. Okay, so those are the points of triangle A. So now it became triangle C. What are the corresponding points of triangle C? So it will be -1, 0. It will be -3, 0. And the last one will be -3, 1. So we have to find the matrix T. So T times this matrix becomes this matrix. So we observe that this is the x coordinate of A, but it became the y coordinate of the triangle C, which means I know what it may look like, and this was the y coordinate of A, and this is the x coordinate of C. It became negative, so we have to change the sign to make it that way. So let's observe. So if we have to multiply the first line, it will not be on the x-axis, so it will be the same, but it will go on the y-axis. So the x-axis will be 0 and 1, so you can go 2 down. And how about this one? It needs to be negative, because it stays the same, but it's negative. -1, -3, and -3, so become -1, 0. So that's the matrix that represents T. So 0, 1, 1, 0. So you will do this by trial. It's always one of those two, like -1, 1, or -1, 0, 0, -1. So rotation will be one of those trial. But in this case, you will just observe that this one stays the same, but it just went to the y coordinates. This one stayed the same. It came to the x coordinate, but it's negative. So we just have to switch and then negative here because this one became negative. But if you know this by heart, you can just put the answer. But if you don't know, you can try and find out the answer as well. And this is question number 20. Question number 21. The numbers, we have 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4 are written on 6 cards, where we have 6 cards in total. two cards are chosen at random without replacement to form a two-digit number. So first card and second card, right? The first card chosen shows the number of tens. The second card chosen shows the number of units. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So part A, express each answer in its simplest form. Find the probability that the two cards show a number which is greater than 20. So for it to be greater than 20, it needs to be more than 20, right? So what number can we choose to put here? So we can choose any of those numbers, which means we can choose 6 out of 6 numbers. And for this one, what can we choose to put on this side? Let's say, for example, here we choose 2. We have 5 remaining. So we can choose any numbers. So it means we can choose 5 over 5. So that will become 1. Answer is 1. So part 2, the number 33. Okay. So for the first card, we have 2 choice of 3. So it will be 2 over 6. And so if we take out 1 3, we have only 1 3 remaining. So it will be 1 over 5. So it'll be 2 over 30. That'll be 1 over 15. So your answer for part B is 1 over 15. Now for part C, the number 43 or the number 32. So let's do the first one first. What is the options for number 43? So we have, for the first card, we have 3 over 6, right? 3 over 6 times, if we take out 1 4, what's remaining? We have 2 over 5 for the 3's. 2 over 5. Now all will be plus number 32. So for the first, we have 2 choice, so 2 over 6. And for number 2, we have only 1 choice, so 1 over 5. Okay. So simplify. So here we have 3 times 2 is 6 over 30, plus 2 times 1 is 2 over 30. So we have 8 over 30. Divided by 2, we have 4 over 15. So your answer for part C is 4 over 15. And that is question number 21. Question number 22. In the diagram, the points A, B, C, and D lie on the circle center O. Center O. So we observe that this is the radius and this is the radius as well. We observe this is also the radius, right? And now we observe the line AC is a diameter. So if we have a triangle on top of a diameter, this angle here will be 90 degrees. It will be right angle. So that's the first rule. So if you look, if this is 90, this is 59, what will be this angle? It will be 90 minus 59. That will be 8, 10, 1, 3, 31. This will be 31 degrees for this side. Okay. So now this also will be 31, but we'll have a look later on and find out the answers. For now, it's okay. We have TA, so TA and TB are tangents. So if these are tangents, the point B, as you can see, it joins the center O by a radius. It means tangent to radius, this will be 90. So this also will be 90 as well. So now question part A, find ATB. So where is ATB? ATB, this is the angle that we need to find. So this is a four-side shape, which means the sum of the angle is 360. We know this is 90, and this is 90, and this is 132. What is this one? This one is 360 minus 90, and minus 132, which is 180 minus 132. Let's do that. What do we get? So we have 48. So we get 48 degrees for ATB. 48 is here. Okay, so now part B, find the angle BDA. BDA, where's BDA? So BDA, So we need to find this angle. So how do we find this angle? Let's have a look, right? So for me to derive this, what I can do first is, let me use a ruler here. We can draw something. Okay, so we'll have to find this angle first. How much is this angle? This angle will be also 48, so 180 minus 132 will be 48. So we know something is that, as you can see, this is angle at center and this is angle at circumference, which means this angle here is twice the angle here, which means this angle will be 24. So 48 divided by 2 is 24. Now we know this angle is 90. So what is the size of this angle? It will become 90 minus 24 will be 66. Okay, so your answer for part B, BDA, will be 66 degrees for that part. So now find the angle BDC. So BDC, that will be 24. We have that already, 24 degrees. And now for the last part, we have to find angle OBD. So how do you find angle OBD? O here is here, B and D. So let's look. Here we have a shape which is 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, and 4 side, which means the sum of all the angles on this shape will be 360. That's the sum of all the angles in the shape ADBOA. We know this is 31. This angle is 66. And what is the size of this angle here? It will be 180 plus 48. So if you want to obtain this angle, we have to do 360 minus 31 minus 66 minus 180 minus 48. Okay, so you will get, so it will become 360 minus 325. Your answer will be 35 degrees. So angle OBD will be 35 degrees for that angle. And that is question number 22. Question number 23. The first 4 lines of the pattern of numbers are shown below. So the first line we have 3 square minus 1 square equal to 8 times 1. So this is the second line, third and fourth line. So we can see there's something that happens all the time is we have 1 square everywhere, we have 8 everywhere as well. Also, when it's the first line, we times by 1. When it's the second line, we have to multiply by 1 plus 2, 3. Same thing, same thing. How about these numbers? So we see that we are adding 1 plus 2 square, 2 plus 3 square, 3 plus 4 square, 4 plus 5 square, right? To get 9 square, right? So write down the 7th line of the pattern. So 7th line will be what? 7th line. So it will be, let's write that down, it will be 7 plus 8 square will be 15 square minus 1 square equal to 8 times 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so that's the 7th line. So this one, write down an expression in terms of n to complete the nth line of the pattern. So let's find a space so we can write n here. So what will be the nth line? The nth line will be n plus 1 square minus 1 square equal to this, right? Okay, so now moving on to part C. Using the nth line, you can also add those two. It becomes 2n plus 1 square minus 1 square, but that's okay as well. Using the nth line, using this line, to show that 1 plus 2 plus up till n equal to this. So we just have to solve the equation, make this the subject of formula. So now we have what? So for now we have 2n plus 1 square minus 1 equal to 8 times 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n. For now, this is what we have. We have to make this the subject of formula, so we have to, let's leave it alone, and we have to expand this side, which is 4n squared plus 4n plus 1 minus 1 divided by 8. This one goes away, so now we have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus n equal to, so we have 4n squared plus 4n divided by 8. If you factorize 4 out, we have what? So we have 4 will be outside, n squared plus n divided by 8 divided by 4, we have 1 and 2. So your answer is the same as we have n squared plus n divided by 2. And you factorize this as well. As you can see, they are requiring you to factorize n outside, so it becomes n plus 1 over 2, just like shown as required. And that is question number 23. This is question number 24. The diagram at the bottom of the page shows a triangle. So here we have triangle ABC. Okay, so question part A. Measure the angle BAC. Where's BAC? BAC, so we have to measure the size of this angle. So we have to use our protractor to measure this angle. So let's do that. Go on this line. Okay. And now we count. So we have 0 here. And here's 90, 95, 97. So I have 97 for BAC. That's my answer. You can also have 98, 95. That will be fine as well. On the diagram, construct the locus of points inside of the triangle ABC that are, part A, equidistant from A and B. So it needs to be equidistant from A and B. So that will be a bisector of the line A and B. It will be a perpendicular bisector at the midpoint of the line. So how do we do this? We have to use our compass. We first go to point B. We draw an arc on top. So go to point B, draw an arc here, and then go to point A, do the same thing until we have 2 points of intersection. Right. So we have this point and this point of intersection. We have to join them, but you have to make sure that it is inside of the triangle ABC. So it will be here to here. Right. So that's your answer for part 1. Now part 2, construct the locus of points inside again, equidistant from A, B, and BC. So when you see, we have B in common here. So you have to go to angle B and bisect the angle B. How do we do this? We have to use the compass again. So we go to point B. We first cut the line AB, and then we cut the line BC. So we see we have 2 points of intersection here. We go on this point and we draw an arc inside. We draw another arc to cut the first arc. Okay, so we have a point here. So now we have to join this point to B to form the locus of points that is equidistant from AB and BC. And that is your answer for part 2. Okay, so moving on to question number C. These two loci meet at a point P. So they meet at a point P, so this is P. Right? Question is label the point P and measure CP. So CP is C to P. We have to use a ruler. So my answer will be, so from point C to P, so I have about 10.3. So my answer will be 10.3 10.3 centimeter. I mean, you can have 10.4, 10.5, 10.2. That will be okay as well. And that is question number 24. Question number 25. The diagram is a speed time graph of a car's journey. So speed time graph, okay? Part A, find the speed when t equal to 12. So t equal to 12 will be about here. Find the speed. Let's call it v. So we can use similar triangles to find the speed v. So here we have, let's compare, right? So for this big triangle, we have the base of 15 and the height of 20. So 20 over 15. That's the ratio of the height to the base. Now for this small triangle, we have a height of v over a base of 12. So find the value of v. Simplify, we have, divide by 5, we have 4 and 3. And we have the cross multiply, we have 3v equal to 12 times 4. So 3, that will be 4, value of v will be 16. Speed is 16 meters per second at time equal to 12. Part B, find the distance traveled by the car from t equal to 0 to t equal to 15. So distance travel is area under graph. As you can see, t0 to t15, it is the area of triangle, which is half, times base, which is 15, and height, which is 20. So simplify, we have 15 times 10, which is 150. Answer, 150 meters for t0 to t15. So now part C, the distance traveled by the car from time t equal to 0 to t equal to k is 750. Find the value of k. So k is here. As you can see, this area here will be area of rectangle. So this distance is what? Is k minus 15. That's the length here. And the height is 20. So we know the area for this two, for this, and so we know that this till this is equal to 150. So this to this equal to what? 750 minus 150 will be what? So 006. Okay. So we know this 2 times the distance becomes 600 meters. So for this equal to the area of this rectangle. Area of rectangle is 20 times this distance. So let's do that. So 20 times k minus 15 equal to area of rectangle. Let's simplify, divide by 10. 2 will be 30. So k equals to 30 plus 15 becomes 45. Value of k is 45. Okay, so now the last part. The retardation of the car is 2 meters per second square. Find the number of seconds it takes to slow down and stop. So we know the value of k is 45. We need to find this value. Let's call it t. And the height here is 20. And the value here is t. What is the length here? The length is t minus 45. Right. Okay, so it is given to us that the retardation for this part is 2 meters per second square. How do you find retardation in a speed time graph? Retardation is equal to the gradient, which is height divided by base. Height is 20 divided by base, which is t minus 45. Okay, let's replace it here. So height will be 20 divided by t minus 45 equal to 2. Let's find the value of t. We cross multiply. We have 20 equal to 2t minus 90. Bring this here. We have 2t equal to 110. So t equal to 55. So the value of t here will be 55. So how much time he takes to stop? 55 minus 45 is 10 seconds. So your answer for part D will be 10 seconds. And that's it for question number 25. Question 26. In the diagram, we have AB is parallel to DC and angle ADB is equal to angle BCD. Okay, so first part, explain why triangles ABD and BDC are similar. So one way we can prove a triangle is similar is by proving that their angles, so their corresponding angles are equal. So that's one way of proving that. So here we can see this is the same angle, and also since these two lines are parallel with each other, it means that this angle here would be also equal to this angle here. So here we have proven that. So the first part is angle ABD. So angle ABD is equal to angle BDC. Part 2, we are given that angle ADB equal to angle BCD. So these two. So which means that this angle will be also the same as this, because if we do 180 minus these two, we get this one. Same thing for both. So third part, we prove that angle DBC or angle DAB is equal to DBC. So since we have proven that, we say triangle ABD is similar to triangle BDC. So we have a few methods of proving two triangles are similar. One of the methods is proving that the angles, the corresponding angles are equal, and here it is pretty easy to see that the angles are equal. So triangle ABD is similar to triangle BDC. So now moving on to part B. AB is 4 cm, BD is 6, AD is 4.2. Find the side of BC. BC is this side. So here we have to use the fact that they are similar to find the side BC. So when we have similar triangles, their sides are proportional, their corresponding sides are proportional, which means we can use the sides to find the side of BC. So let's see. So we see that the angle opposite, the side opposite of this angle is BC. So we say BC over the side opposite this angle will be 4.2 over 4.2 is equal to, so we have to use this side, which is 6, and then opposite the angle 4. Okay, so now we solve. Divide by 2, we have 3, 2. BC will be 3 divided by 2 times 4.2. Divided by 2, we have 2.1. That will be 6.3. So the answer part 1 will be 6.3. Write down the value of area of triangle ABD, area of triangle BDC. So area of triangle ABD and then BDC. So we know that their sides are similar, they are proportional to each other. So it means let's find a corresponding side. So side opposite the angle we have BC for the other, for triangle BDC, and here we have triangle ABD. So what is the corresponding side for this one? Will be 4.2. Wait. Okay, this is kind of hard to know. Let's choose a different side because it is decimal place. It's not very easy to find out. Let's use a different side. So let's use this side. It is the side corresponding opposite to this angle D. That will be side of 4, and same thing here, corresponding, that will be side of 6. So we can see that the side is 4 to 6. Let's simplify, divide by 2 on both sides. We have 2, 2, 3. So that is the side, right? So now we have to find the ratio of the area. So we have to square both sides for area. Becomes 4 to 9. So your answer here will be 4 to 9. So write down will be 4 over 9. And that is your answer for question number 26.